Hello, it's Phyllis from St. Paul's Church, and I'm here to tell you a story for this month's One Church Everywhere. I hope you had a really great Easter, and in fact, today's story is a continuation of the Easter story, and these events took place on the day that Jesus rose from the dead. On that day, he appeared to different people, and towards the end of the day, he appeared to two of his disciples who were walking from Jerusalem to a village called Emmaus. The Bible tells us that the men were restrained or were not allowed to know that it was Jesus who joined them on their walk. Jesus asked the men why they were sad. And one of the men, called Cleopas, he seemed quite amazed that Jesus had not heard about what had been happening over the last few days. The death of Jesus must have caused quite a stir. The two men told Jesus everything, and then Jesus started explaining to them all about the Old Testament prophets, including Moses, and the scriptures, and all the clues that they gave about Jesus. When they got to the village, the two men invited Jesus to stay with them. Jesus sat down to eat. He took bread, gave thanks, broke it, and gave it to them. And it was at that moment that we are told the eyes of the men were opened and they realized that Jesus was with them. They started talking to each other. Didn't our hearts burn inside when he was telling us about the scriptures? As soon as the men realized who Jesus was, the Bible tells us that he disappeared from their sight. And they got up and rushed back to Jerusalem at once. They found the other disciples and excitedly told them what had happened. The room they were in was locked, but then suddenly Jesus appeared and stood among them. He said, "Peace be with you." Everyone was frightened, thinking that they were seeing a ghost. Jesus asked, "What are you afraid about? And why are you in such doubt? Look at my hands, look at my feet." The disciples were full of joy and amazement, but could still not really believe that Jesus was alive. Then he asked for something to eat, and they gave him some boiled fish, and he ate it as they watched. Jesus had opened their minds so they could understand from the scriptures that it had been written that he would suffer, die, and then rise from the dead. He told them that they would need to tell others this good news and urge people to turn to God and to be forgiven of their sins. Then Jesus disappeared from their sight once again.